Hello everybody and welcome to GP Nail Art. Jessica here. So I did already do the dip powder here on my left hand, and this is the iGel Beauty baby powder. I did that off camera because it took me quite a while to kind of file and shape and make sure it didn't look bumpy at all. I kind of feel like white dip powders tend to show all of the bumps or lumps and things like that, so I really took my time to kind of smooth everything out. So I did that off camera, but I have a really fun one for you today. If you saw the thumbnail, this is my inspiration for the mani, so I did see this on Pinterest. And I'll put the information for that in the description below. But in honor of Father's Day, we're going to do some necktie designs. That's always been a popular gift, I think, for kids when they don't know what else to get for their dads. But to make this really kind of easy, I'm going to use my acrylic paint pens. I did get those on Amazon, so I'll link that in the description box below as well. And I just have my little plate there to, kind of help prime the pens. So you'll see what I mean with that in just a moment. But I'm just pulling out some of the colors that I think I'm going to use. I end up pulling out some more colors afterward as I kind of get into the design and everything. But I just thought that this would be a really fun one in honor of Father's Day. I don't think, doing a mani for Father's Day is normally something we would think about doing. But since I was posting so close to Father's Day, I thought I'd give it a go. So first thing first, with the acrylic paint pens, you do want to make sure that you shake them really well. And I'll show the instructions that it gives on the back here so you can see kind of what it tells you to do. But it does tell you to shake them really well. And then you're going to, once you're done shaking them, and take the cap off, you're going to kind of press down on the point of the paint pen to kind of help the paint, come to the point of the pen, if that makes any kind of sense. So it's kind of like a pumping action. So you just kind of have to get it started because the paint's not just going to automatically be there. So to kind of follow the design that was in the picture, I'm just going to kind of draw some basic shapes to make the outline of the necktie. So, not quite a square up by my cuticle line, but, something that kind of has the, some of the lines are a little bit more, diagonal to kind of give it that, the knot that, would be up at the neck. And then I'm just going to kind of, draw some straight lines. So again, this was like super, super easy. So I'm just drawing in those straight lines to make that necktie design. That was so easy. So I'm going to do that on all of my nails. I will speed through some of the parts that are going to be a little bit repetitive because I'm just doing the same kind of outline, just a little bit bigger or smaller depending on the size of my nail. And every time I want to kind of get the paint a little bit, thicker so it's not too thin, I just pump that on the plate as you see there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the outlines and then we'll start to color them in. And also before I color them in with like the necktie colors that I want to use, I did let the outline dry for a couple of minutes before I went in with any color. And if you needed to as well, you could always go over those lines again to make them a little bit darker or fill in any spots that look too light or anything like that. So, you know, I did let them dry in between. So I'm going to start off. This is, I picked one of the gray colors to kind of, you know, make. I kind of tried to pick the colors based on typical colors that you would see for neckties. Not that I go shopping for neckties at all, but you know, just typically what I thought would be, you know, kind of good necktie colors. So I started off with the gray hair. So I'm gonna do a different color on each nail, and I'm just gonna fill that all the way in, and I'm just kind of a little bit more careful right next to the outline because I don't want to go over that with the paint, the color paint that I'm using. So I'm just kind of trying to be careful. And again, if you need to fill in any spots once it's a little bit more dry, you can go over it again. So I'm just going to finish up coloring in all of the neckties, and then I do let that dry for a few minutes as well before I go in with any designs over the colors. And one more thing before before I let you watch, I have to say these paint pens are like so super easy to use. I'm gonna have to pull them out more often, especially since I'm not really using gels. Like in the past, I probably would have pulled out my liner brushes and used gel polish to do some nail art, but I think I'm going to have to pull out these paint pens a bit more often. They're just so easy, and it's just kind of relaxing to kind of color with them like this. It was just a really fun mani. I had a blast doing this one. All right, so after I let all of the paint dry from coloring in the neckties, I'm gonna go ahead and do some just easy kind of designs on this one. I kind of decided to do kind of zigzag lines. So I'm gonna do a lighter purple first, and then right next to it, I'm gonna do the darker purple, just so it kind of looks like a zigzag across the um, the tie. I just thought it would be really pretty with the gray, those purple colors. And I'll for the other ones, I just kind of do some diagonal lines and polka dots, nothing too crazy as far as like a design. I think this was probably the most different one that I did, but again, it was a lot of fun. I am going to cut out some of the spots where I'm just kind of shaking the paint pen, because again, I haven't really used these very much, so I do have to shake them quite a bit and get them all kind of primed up to use. So isn't that so cute? I thought that was my favorite one out of the set, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch, and I'm just gonna, finish doing the designs on the rest of the nails. All right, so we have our finished neckties. I think they are absolutely adorable. So again, since I'm not using any gel products right now, I'm kind of using them sparingly, as you've seen from my gel experiment video, the first one that I did. I am going to go ahead and top this with my Maniology smudge-free top coat. I didn't want to use... I was contemplating doing a layer of the dip powder base coat and then kind of encapsulating these in clear dip powder to kind of protect them a little bit more. But I didn't want them to smear. I was afraid not the dip powder base coat was going to make the paint smear, because that typically is what's going to happen when you do that over stamping. So I just didn't want to ruin all of that hard work that I just did. So I am using the smudge-free top coat. Now, I probably, after using the smudge-free top coat, could have done a layer of base coat and then clear and, just kind of smoothed that out and finished off with, activator and then dip powder top coat. I just didn't really want to do all of those steps. I did do this layer of top coat. I let them dry, and they were looking a little bit duller than I would have liked, so I did go over them again with a second layer of this top coat, and they did look more shiny. So I just let them go with that. I didn't do anything else or finish off anything with any of the other dip powder liquids like I normally would if it was just a dip powder mani. So I think they came out really good, and you'll see that from the pictures at the end as well. And I did use Peel Base, but they stayed on for quite a while. They stayed on for a good week before one of them decided to jump ship on me. But I think this came out super, super cute. So this is after the second layer of the top coat that I used and letting them dry. And you could see that they came out nice and shiny. So I'm just finishing up with my Candi Skin Care cuticle oil. And I really love how these came out. So you'll have to let me know if you've used these acrylic paint pens yourselves. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other kind of design you would like me to try out, because they were a lot of fun to use. Let me know what you think of this mani. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget about my giveaway that I have going on as well. So that's another video to watch. And until next time, bye for now.